Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Jones. Jones is from Texas in the USA. So let's see what Jones has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello, Jonas. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You said it's about
Uh,
6:30 your time?
Now it's here 7:30 p.m.
7:30. Got it. So, you ready for the weekend?
Yes, yes. I love this Friday vibe. You know what I mean? When the day's finishing and you know that you have 2 days with this weekend vibe, I think feels great.
You got plans for the weekend? Anything fun?
Yes, with the cinema, I've got some interviews, I've got some editing. These weekends, as always busy, very busy.
Yeah.
So tell me, Jonas, where are you from?
So, I'm from New Braunfels, Texas.
I'm born and raised.
I am born and raised here. I actually moved away for 10, 15 years and then came back to take care of my folks and some family and have been here since.
So tell me something interesting about your city, something that stands out compared with other places in Texas.
We are in the hill country and it is very beautiful. So if your idea of Texas is West Texas, where it's very dry, desert and no trees, that's not what the hill country is. It's very, very beautiful, rolling hills, and really is the sweet spot of Texas, in my opinion.
Amazing. And what do you do for work, for living, Jonas?
So I am a chiropractor by trade, but I actually do more injury-based rehabilitation. So my niche is kind of 10 to 15-year-old or 10 to 25-year-old athletes.
Right. So tell me a little bit more about your work.
I love being the introduction to injury for a lot of these athletes. I love helping people feel less fragile from an
Mhm.
injury. Injuries happen, pain happens in life, and it really doesn't mean we're broken. It doesn't mean that we're weak. It doesn't mean we're fragile. It happened, and I want to make sure that when they leave, they are less fragile. They understand injury. They understand the body. They have a better relationship with pain because pain is inevitable in life, and it's just I like solving the puzzle. I really do. Figuring out what's going on with people, how to bring them back, being their cheerleader. It's very rewarding.
I see. So most of your patients, they are athletes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say 60, 75% of my patients are athletes or athletic adults. But we also have people that wouldn't consider themselves athletes, but at the same time, I think they should be prepared like an athlete because life has challenges, life has things. I want you to know that when you leave, you can handle just about anything.
Right. And most of your patients, they are females, males, or a mix of them.
If I was going to guess, I would say it's probably 60, 65% female,
Okay.
simply because females tend to be more proactive when it comes to taking care of themselves. So males usually will wait until something breaks and then they will finally get in. Now, if you ask me who has the higher pain tolerance, I will 100% tell you it's females. 100%, like without a doubt. Like,
It's interesting you mentioned that. I think last month I was working out in the gym and I was doing my chest, and suddenly I just felt this really pain here in my shoulders. You know, if it this crack,
mhm.
and if I should listen to my body and it just stopped right now. No, I just carry on.
Yeah.
That next day, oh my God, I couldn't even move myself properly.
Yeah.
It's a man thing. You think you can do it, you see you can go for it, but you just need to listen to your body.
Well, but those are the things that you don't know until you know. So, and
That's
don't worry, I've done it too. Oh, I'll be all right. And then the next day you go, you know what? I wasn't. And so it's those moments that you do learn. And that's 100% the best way to learn in life is to make mistakes and go, yep, okay, got it. Learn. I'm good. Thanks.
and I was lucky because the following 2 days, the next 2 days, I was traveling, so I knew that I would rest. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when I came back, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready now. But I'm taking it easy now. It's okay now, back to normal. But I'm taking it easy because I remember the pain for sure.
Push through it.
Jonas, before we start
Yeah.
our journey, tell me what has been the highlight of your week so far?
The highlight of my week so far. Gosh, that's a tough one. I don't know that I could name a highlight just because I feel pretty fortunate to be in the position that I am to have the life that I have. I don't think anything is a highlight because I think, and this sounds really, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it. I feel like everything's a highlight right now. It really is. I'm incredibly fortunate. I have a loving family. I have beautiful children. I have a very secure career, and I'm so blessed by that that I do make sure I take time to sit with that and recognize it, even if it's just in the moments when I open up shop in the morning and roll up that door and walk into my practice. I feel good, and that just I'm so lucky that I can have that.
Wow, that's a great place to be for sure. When you feel that, when you know that, it's an act of gratitude. Love that.
Yeah, yeah. You
Amazing.
can when you can have that, I think anywhere. And don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love to be visiting, Amsterdam or somewhere beautiful, in the tropics, whatever. And I would be very excited to be there as well. But I've felt the same level of enthusiasm and gratitude just driving to work some days. And I'm not a sunshine person by any means. I'm just lucky.
Great. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
Tell me what you got.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box.
Okay.
So I have here my best friend. Wonderful questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Hit it.
Right, so before I start the interview, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, you don't want to answer, always can take another one, okay?
Okay, so I can pass, is what you're saying.
Yeah, just tell me pass so I can just pick another one and I can edit afterwards, so it's all good.
Okay, sounds good.
First question is, how would you like to be remembered in life?
Sincere, authentic. That doesn't always mean liked by everybody, but I hope they at least say that I was true to myself. And I hope that those near me, those closest to me, know I lived for them.
Wow. And saying that, what's the meaning of life for you?
Oh, I don't know that I believe life has a meaning. I think that's a very human, I don't want to say endeavor, but that's a very human characteristic to put on things. But there's a wonderful book I remember reading once. It's called Another Roadside Attraction. And it said that just because something doesn't have meaning does not mean that it does not have value.
Wow.
And so for me, I stopped searching for the meaning and simply looked at the value that life offers.
Wow. And aging for you is something that bothers you or you just see as a matter of life?
It depends. If you're talking about aesthetically, I will not age gracefully. I will fight this. I have no qualms about it. I will Botox and I will do my facial treatments. Like, I don't care. I will fight this aesthetically as long as I can. But there's something wonderful about what that experience offers us. And I remember when I was 20, and I think this is something interesting for our social media driven world right now, where so many influencers are so young. And I don't think they're unwise. I don't think they're unintelligent, but you still see it. You sit there and you watch them and you go, don't worry, you'll change your mind on that. Because it happens. And thank God I didn't stop somewhere and say, all right, I got it. And there were plenty of times I could have. I've got it. I got life figured out. Check. Done. And thank God. Thank God I didn't. So I think aging is actually, in some ways, it's absolutely wonderful, except when I look in the mirror every morning, and then I've got complaints.
I get your point. I think, aging is a beautiful thing. I think embracing our age, it's beautiful. Every decade that you go through, it's something new. You always learn something. You always embrace something. I think it's a privilege to be able to say, to be in our age right now, because so many people, unfortunately, they never experienced that for different reasons. However, it's a beauty about aging. And of course, I totally agree with you. Sometimes you go to the gym, you look like, oh, I wasn't feeling that pain, or maybe, oh, I could do that quicker. Oh, I was, you know what I mean? Those
Mhm.
signs of, our body talking to ourselves, it can be a bit tricky as well. And of course, the mirror, it doesn't lie. The mirror is just like, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But we are lucky because you're in a time now that age, maybe 20 years ago, 60, it's the nowadays 60 is the new 40, you know what I mean? So it's a different time now. So we are lucky. We
Yeah,
can
it's certainly. I mean, you look back at what the expectation was
totally.
back then for different age groups, and it is yeah, totally different. I feel like we're very lucky to not have to confine ourselves to the previous expectation that okay, now's the time for you to slow down. Because I will tell you, I don't know how you feel. Obviously, this is something that you've done as you've gotten older in life.
Uh-huh.
I'm just hitting my stride. I feel like I finally feel comfortable. It took me 40
Tot-
years to grow into this body, and I am
Totally.
finally comfortable with who I am and where I am. And to those that it happens to sooner, I think that's wonderful. I don't take anything away from them.
Yeah,
Um, but I think it's just great that I go and I don't have to ride into the sunset just yet. They're not going to push me off an iceberg with my whalebone knife just yet. I got a little time to still, I mean, again, take advantage, grow, get better. I really do believe that.
amazing. Next question. Let's do it.
Give it to me.
Hey, next question for you is, what's your funniest memory of your time at school?
My funniest memory of my time at school.
Yeah,
Funniest as in haha, or funniest as in like that was awkward.
both. Either way, what comes to your mind?
Oh, oh gosh. I feel like school for me, especially high school, middle school, all of that was such an awkward age that all of it was funny. I think that's the unfortunate thing about kids now is they think they have to have the answer, know themselves fully, be a part of a certain group, identify a certain way, whatever it is, by the time they're in high school. And I think about all of the different things that I tried and did and the different groups that I was with, trying to find myself. But it was all awkward. It was all funny. I mean, do I have so many funny stories. I've fallen off of stages, out of chairs. I've embarrassed myself in front of entire schools. I've misunderstood questions and been forced to sing, not soliloquies, but uh, what is it? Not duets, but when it's just you solos. Thank you. Sing solos in front of the whole
Yeah,
class because I thought they were asking for something different, and there I am stuck. And I don't want to say I'm a good singer by any means. Yeah, it was all funny and awkward. There's, I don't know if I can tell you all of the funny and awkward stories, or this may get used in a court of law. So I just feel like we're lucky that
I
there
support.
weren't. I think I was lucky there weren't video cameras on phones when I was growing up. That's what I
Oh
would say.
my God, that's a big thing as well. I'm so grateful that that time there was no like phones. I've been in situations that, thank God, I think I would be embarrassed for the rest of my life, like as a
Absolutely,
teenager.
absolutely. Like it would be out there forever. I would be a meme. I have no doubt. I would have done something that led, like I'm a meme now for the rest of my life. Um, and I also think back of how immature I would have been with that too. I probably would have made somebody a meme, and I would regret that as well because you can't take those things back. So,
That's so
um,
true.
but yeah, I mean, I feel like there's just so many things that happened that were funny that I couldn't nail one or awkward. I would just tell people, yeah, it's a rite of passage, and I put the phone down and let people enjoy that mistake and laugh about it and yeah, it sucks for a day, a week, maybe a year, but at least you had a chance to move on. thank
Totally.
thank God I don't have to be the person I was in high school. That's all I gotta say.
Who was your favorite teacher at the time?
Oh, there have been so many.
Hmm.
I don't know if I could limit it to just one. They've all offered me some. I will say one of my favorites. Yeah, I'll give one. Was Sally Kingsbury, and Sally's passed on. She died of cancer. I want to say just over a decade ago. But her husband was the head football coach, and he was an amazing man. Really taught us a lot about how to work hard and ethic. But they were so opposite. He was this hard nosed, grizzly Vietnam vet, and he had Bell's palsy. He had Bell's palsy that year, so he had this like looks like he's had a stroke. He's like his face is slack jawed, and he was intense. And there was Sally, who was like this flower power, peace, love, and yeah, you're going to do it type of personality. And what I really loved about her was she could find that one thing in anybody. It didn't matter if you were a complete screw up, or you were the captain of the football team, or you were trying to be a wallflower and blend in. She could see that one thing in you and she'd find it. She goes, that, yes, that. And she'd pull on it and she'd go, that's you. Yes, you own that. She would find ways, and she humored us all so well because we're high school and we're obnoxious, and I can't imagine being stuck in those settings. And yet she would take those moments that other teachers might see as threatening, and instead see past the performance and go, that was good. That was you. Yeah,
That's
you hold on
amazing.
to that. And so I think that's just such an admirable trait, to not feel intimidated or threatened or overwhelmed, you know?
Some teachers, they have this special gift that, I have some teachers as well back in Brazil, that I'll never forget. Like some teachers that I will always remember for different reasons as well. I think it's amazing.
Same. I could talk for an hour about all the different
Yeah,
teachers that I
same here.
both and owe an apology to, that owe apologies to me, and that I also feel like I learned so much from, you know?
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. All right. So before the next question, what's the biggest joy of being a chiropractor? So what do you like the most about it?
Solving the puzzle. I like solving the puzzle. I enjoy figuring out the why and the what. And I like that I do it in a way that is unique to the individual and that helps people. So most of what I do is more kind of what you would consider a physio would do. So it's not a general chiropractic. And so we're trying to solve the puzzle. We're giving tools that the person can take home, can use, can grow with, can get better from, but also feels empowered.
Wow.
And to me, I really do love the challenge of that. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of day I'm having. If it's a bad day, if somebody walks in and they've got a puzzle, it doesn't take me but about 10, 15 seconds to be just like locked in. My brain turns on, and I'm here for it, you know.
Wow. And what do you find most challenging about it?
I don't like losing. I don't the best practitioners in any field, I will say this. The most successful practitioners, they remember their wins.
Mhm.
The best practitioners, the ones that are truly clinically gifted, they remember their losses, because their losses are what really propels them to improve and get better. And both a blessing and a curse, I remember my losses. They still wake me up at night when I didn't get something right, because I do feel like I let that person down. I was here for it, and I really 100% wanted to give them that solution answer. And some of that's just a little bit of ego, because sometimes it's not your place to provide that solution for somebody. But I don't like losing. I don't like not, especially if I do feel like I missed, like, ah, damn it, I should have seen that and I didn't.
I see.
But I tell people all the time, I don't mind making mistakes. I
Hmm?
really hate making the same mistake twice.
Right. Okay. Next question for you is, what's the best advice have you ever received?
I've had so many opportunities to have good advice sometimes thrust upon me. Um, I think one of the biggest life-changing moments that I had was I had taken time off in my 20s. I had left school, was kind of searching for myself, and I was hanging around with some guys and groups that were I don't say the best influences, because obviously they were a
Yeah.
good influence in this instance, but it wasn't the place for me. I was certainly squandering opportunities, and I remember we were out one night, and it's probably 3 in the morning, and we have all been drinking copious amounts of alcohol. And one of the guys looks over at me and he said, "If you're not back in school next year, this time, making straight A's, I'm going to kick your." And
Wow.
it wasn't that I even thought he really could, but he meant that he would,
That's amazing.
because this guy knew I was wasting myself there.
Wow.
And I feel like that really changed me, not just because it woke me up to how obvious it was to other people that I
Hmm.
was not taking advantage of what was given to me, or that was available to me. I don't want to say given to me, that was available for me to take advantage of.
Wow.
Um, but it was also that this person that had no right to tell me that still changed my life because they spoke up. And you think it has to come from some divine source or somebody that's above
But
you,
yeah.
and it doesn't. You can't look at life like that.
Wow. I've got goosebumps saying that. And I get your point. Sometimes you're not expecting those advice or comments or suggestions for certain people around us, and sometimes you go like, wow, I think I need that from exactly this person, because maybe
Right.
if it be from a different person, maybe you wouldn't take care or you wouldn't get it, but I think something was talked to this person and it just transmits to you somehow.
Yeah, and you say, well, who are you to I could easily have been defensive, like, look, you're not doing shit. Who are you to tell me that?
I
But it
love it.
didn't. It was because they were who they were that it
I,
impacted me so much.
I love it. Saying that, what's the biggest joy of being Jonas? What do you like the most about being you?
Um, Honestly, it's that I know that who I am today is not going to be who I am in a year. There was a
Oh,
point in my life where I really was um, disappointed, because I felt like I constantly looked for the next challenge. I constantly looked for the next horizon.
uh-huh.
And I would read these books about gratitude and being in the moment, and taking the time to appreciate the what was in front of you and all these things. And then all of a sudden I had this realization that it was like being on the ocean, and I could find this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous island. And within a matter of weeks, I would go, I'm bored. I'm bored. I've seen this island. I mean, it's beautiful. I get it. I don't want to take anything away. This island's beautiful, but I'm bored. And you'd start looking to the horizon and go, I wonder what island's out there. Even if it's not as beautiful as the one I'm at, that's new, that's different. And for years, I really felt guilty about that. And then all of a sudden, I realized I just love to sail. The island was just an excuse. I really actually love to just be on the water, metaphorically. And so when I stopped worrying about that, I realized that I could throw destinations out there. I could throw things out there just as an excuse to sail. And it was the sailing that I really loved. And that's when I think I really started to enjoy things. And that's what I enjoy about being myself, is that I love to sail.
Wow, great answer. And you know what? I was watching an interview the other day from a very successful artist back in Brazil. She worked in theater. She's an actress. And she said something that I never heard before, and makes all sense. And it makes all sense what I just said right now. She said, "You never get there." You
Mm-hmm.
know, sometimes you're gonna find success, you're gonna feel the greatest, you're gonna have this beautiful moment. However, there's always something else that you can achieve. There's always something else that you can, improve. And she said, "You never get there." And I love that because it's so true. You know what I mean? You need to, as you said, sailing, you need to always be sailing, you need to always be, you can always do so much more. And it's life talking to you. You know what I mean? And when she said that, I was like, my God, I need to hear that. I needed to hear that because you never get there. I love that. I think it makes so sense.
Well, and that also means that you really truly get to enjoy there when you're there, because you know it's not permanent. So
Yes,
you can
yes.
stop and really take it in. You can breathe it in. You can embrace it in that moment. And I know it seems silly to say, wait a minute, you gain by realizing that you're not going to stay there. Yes, because now you take it in because you know it won't last. Not
Yeah.
because by nature it won't last, because the time won't last, but because you know you're going to move on. So let
Yes,
me
absolutely.
just soak this up right now, you know?
Enjoy that moment. Enjoy
Uh,
that. Oh,
all of
enjoy,
it.
embrace, and
Yeah.
celebrate. But
Yeah,
after
exactly.
that, there's something else that you can achieve or learn, or there's always different paths. So I think that's interesting. When she said that, I was like, I need that. She was talking to me without knowing.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
Three questions left. Let's do it. Do you like dancing?
Do I? I do not dance. No, that is not my thing. I appreciate dancing, but no, I do not like dancing.
Okay.
But I don't take it away from you. Go for it. You dance.
I'll done for both of us. That's okay.
Dance for both of us. This would be a very quick interview if I started dancing. You'd have to probably pull the plug right there. Like, I'm sorry, Jonas, it's over. You've ruined it.
Next question is, when have you been the most happy?
When have I been the most happy? I won't take anything away from my present moment, but I won't lie, man. Um, that summer after your senior year of high school, before you go into college or university or wherever, that's a pretty good time. There's and there's a couple reasons why. Number one, because like we talked about before, you're very young, your body feels really good. You're able to make all kinds of horrible choices and not pay the price for them. Um, but I don't think there's any other point in time where the possibility of your life is greater,
Mhm.
because you in that moment you usually don't have a lot that's obligating you and keeping you uh, to one's particular story or life or whatever it is. And it's just knowing you have so many options. And they talk about the world is your oyster. That's how that summer felt. And there's something wonderful about the freedom of knowing you have no obligations but to yourself. And that doesn't mean I trade anything to go back by
Yeah.
any means, but it's such a peaceful. I mean, you know how it is. Once you get older, you've got bills and you've got family and you've got loved ones and all of these things. It's not bad, but it's weight, and you feel that
No?
weight, and you carry it proudly, and you love it. And you say, "I wouldn't put this weight down for anything." But at the same time, man, remember when we could just breathe and go, "I'm going to sit here for the day because I got nothing else to worry about, and I'll still get everything done because my list is so short." I just think that was a really cool time. in life.
Jones, I remember as a maybe a teenager or I was 10 or 9 year old. My God, my birthday took so long to arrive. Christmas, it was, oh my God, Christmas, I was literally waiting and waiting, and it took like so long. Nowadays, in the blink of eyes, is already Christmas again. It's, it's insane how I think the time goes even faster. Now, the older we get, the time goes faster. You know what I mean? But anyway,
Absolutely.
saying that, what would be the title of your memoir?
If I was to title the memoir, what would it be? If I wrote a book, it would be a book called "It Is Your Fault," and sometimes shit happens.
All right. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Okay, before the next one, as I could see your eyes shining, talking about, you being a dad, you have a wife, you have a family. What's the biggest joy of being a dad?
Um, Kids change you in all the right ways if you let them.
Mhm.
And I really do believe that. And that doesn't mean it's easy. They make better mirrors than they do windows, and they reflect back to you all of your flaws, whether that is inherent because you gave it to them, or it was learned, or it's because you see how they react to the way that you act or react. So the wonderful thing about being a parent is that it I don't want to say strengthens you because I don't feel like that's the right word, but it
Mhm.
does certainly provide a resistance that you grow from. Um, and it makes you so much less selfish, so much less narcissistic because you realize you can't be. It's not about you, and that opens you up um, to truly understanding unconditional love in my mind. Because I always say that I believe that parenting is a strange form of Stockholm syndrome, where the person slowly falls in love with their captor. That's what it feels like to be a parent, because this person that is driving you nuts and taking up all of your time sometimes you can't live without because you love them. But oh my God, you're frustrating me so much. But it is such a rewarding
Yeah.
thing.
And so far, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from them?
The most meaningful lesson that I've learned from them:
Yeah.
patience.
Every parents, they say that always.
And in a way, but you have to understand, in a way that you couldn't possibly, because you would never devote that much energy to learning how to be patient with anybody else. But this, child here that you have committed, even sometimes unknowingly, to see through to a productive and happy and contributing adult. And yeah, the patience that you learn, that the patience when you're tired, the patience when you're worn out and hungry and everything else is going on. um, I don't know that anything else can really do that to you, because
Mhm.
there's just nothing else that will force that upon you um, in those ways. I think I've grown as much being a parent as they have being parented.
Tell me a person in your life that when you are feeling the greatest, you're feeling the happiest, and you go, this person come to your life, to your mind for you to share it. And at the same time as well, the same person when you're feeling the lowest, when you're feeling melancholic, when you're battle something, in your mind or something that's put you down, this person also comes to your mind for you to share it. Both, that would be.
So who comes to my mind that if things are good or things are bad, I could share with them?
Yeah.
I would have to say I think that there's two, and they could be the same. They could both feel the same role. I don't think I could differentiate them, because obviously, um, my wife would be there, but the two in my life that I know no matter what happened, they're going to be a part of that. Would be my brother and my mom. Those
Wow.
two for me could fill either role, and I could feel so comfortable with both of them to be totally open, totally myself, without judgment, without expectation, and that would be the two that I think, you
Wow.
know.
Okay. So your mom and your brother,
Mhm.
they're watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send them a message. What would you say? They're watching.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd say anything that they haven't heard before. My mother is an amazing woman. She is the rock that this family was built upon. She put all of us through college, including my father. She is a living testament to sacrifice and unconditional love. My brother is such a fascinating human being. So um, purposeful, and his life is purposeful and thoughtful and collected, and is such a soothing and reassuring personality. And we always used to joke that he was the golden child because every parent wanted their kid to go hang out with him, and he was the soother. He was the one that made everybody else feel safe and included. And I was not malicious as a child, but I had a lot of energy, and I rubbed people. I won't say the wrong way, but I rubbed them, and either you loved me or you hated me, and so I just really admire his ability to be um, so level-headed, so even-keeled, so purposeful with his life and his actions, that I think that's really admirable.
And he's younger or older than you?
He's younger. He's 7 years younger than me.
Oh, wow. And what's the biggest difference between you and your wife and the biggest similarity?
The biggest difference between me and my wife is I am a man of words, even though I don't think in words. I say words a lot. And my wife is not a person of words. So that is a big difference. We always joke that I make sure that if we have a trip, I make sure we get there. My wife makes sure that we enjoy ourselves when we're there, because she is so very much in the present moment. She could have the worst day in the world and walk in, and in 2 minutes, it's over. And I just think
Wow.
that's magical because I'm still holding on to shit that happened in fourth grade. That could wake me up in the middle of the night, and she is so in the moment, and that is something that I really admire about her, that I want to emulate. I think, okay, I can't stay stuck in my head if I want to be present with her, and so I better make effort to be where she is, not just physically, but mentally as well. And I'd say the biggest similarity is that we are both pretty sarcastic people. I always joke. That's why I think she fit in well with his family, because sarcasm was a love language in my family. So you better have some thick skin, because nobody, I was the oldest, and nobody's immune to being made fun of or getting the piss taken out of them for whatever it is, and you just learn to not have an ego about it and laugh. But yeah, we're both pretty sarcastic, and you're just not going to get away with a lot. Like you can't have an ego around here because something's going to knock it down.
Amazing. I don't know if you believe in astrology, but what's your star sign in astrology?
Cancer.
Okay, sir. Okay. Last question. Ready?
Ready?
Let's do it. Last question. Last question for you is, what
Yes.
what do you like the most about your best friends?
What do I like most? I will wholeheartedly say I don't have many friends. Not
Mhm.
because I think friends are a bad thing. I'm a bear. I could quite happily go in my cave and think and ponder and be by myself. What I value in my friends, I will say this, is they can be very different people,
Mhm.
but they're authentic. We may not even agree on many things, But if you are who you are, regardless, I appreciate that. I appreciate authenticity. I appreciate that. Hey, I completely disagree with what you said, but you said it, and you know why you said it, and you hold yourself to those same standards, whatever they are.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. I like. All right, I know where we stand, and that for me feels very comforting because I don't expect anything different from you. I know what not to expect, and that is very reassuring to me.
And they can be sarcastic like you or not.
They can be.
I'm
They
joking.
some yeah. Some are, some aren't. And I again, they are so varied. If you saw the people that I do have in my circle, they are so varied
It's
in
amazing too.
personality.
Yeah.
But they're who they, and I don't expect anything else of them. And you know what? They don't expect to be anything else in front of me, and that I love because I go, I get you. Nope, got it. That's who you are. I won't ever ask anything more of you, and I'll value what you do offer.
Amazing. Right, not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Oh, okay.
One word for money.
Money. Distraction.
Fear.
Fear. Overcoming.
Family.
Life.
Life. One word for life.
Now word for life.
Yeah.
Experience.
That would be my. I got confused because that would be my second one. You straight away said life. I said life again.
That's
So
okay.
say again.
Experience. Experience.
Experience. Amazing. Religion.
Useful social construct.
Love.
I was supposed to give you one word too, wasn't I?
One word. Love.
Love. Unconditional.
Politics.
What was that?
Politics.
Politics. Messy.
Sex.
Sex. Beautiful.
Friendship.
Friendship. Valuable.
Desire.
Desire. A double-edged sword. What would I say there? Purposeful.
Okay. Success.
Internal.
Regret.
Necessary.
I like that. Wish.
Wish. Wish. What is the first word that comes to mind with wish? Wasted.
Happiness.
Fleeting.
One word for Texas.
One word for Texas. What would be the word for Texas? Multitude.
One word for USA.
Confused.
One word for chiropractic.
Tool.
And the last one, I'm going to say a phrase that was on your profile. It says there, getting athletes back to sports. If you could define this phrase, or if you could define your page on social media in one word, what that would be?
Passionate.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your wife for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Jonas in one positive and one negative word only. What she would say about you?
Oh, one positive and one negative word only. The negative word might be intense.
Uh-huh.
The positive word would be loving.
If I would ask the same question to your brother, would be the same answer?
No. What would he say? Negative word would be uh, um, Pontificating.
What? Say again?
Pontificating.
Wow,
Um,
that's a new word for me. I never heard this word before. What that means?
that I like to speak on things as an authority sometimes that I may not. I like to speak with authority on subjects that I may not necessarily be an authority on. I'm open to being changed, but I certainly know that I can sometimes talk in a very definitive way
You're
on
always right.
subjects, and I
You're
shouldn't
always
have a
right.
definite. Yeah,
You're always right. You're always right, eh? That's what I want
and
to say.
well, until I'm wrong, but yeah, up until then, yeah, may as well be convinced of it.
You just made my
Positively.
you just made my day. I learned a new word. Didn't know this word before. You say learning every day. You made a day now. Easy. A positive
Yeah,
one.
a positive one. Funny.
Amazing. And if I would meet your mom and I would ask her, just define Jonas in one word only. Could be negative, could be positive. What's the first word you think should say to define yourself?
Passion.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play now, John's in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But right, but before you ask me the question, people watch this interview right now. Maybe they would like to connect with you. Maybe they would like to, to have you as a guide, or maybe somehow have to let's say to experience the work that you provide through your career. What's something that stands out comparing, maybe with other chiropractic, or maybe what's something different or something unique about the work that you provide?
I think the biggest thing is going to be that I'm I am here to make you a not just better from the injury, but mentally and emotionally stronger person that feels more empowered, that has tools that you can use to to navigate anything that comes up because you're going to understand what pain means. Like for you, I tweaked it. Is it bad? Is it not? I don't know. Give it a couple of days. Let's ease back into it. Why? Because you probably just did too much too quickly, or you didn't get a good sleep the night before. It doesn't necessarily mean your shoulder is weak. There are so many reasons why you could have an injury. And the physical is only one of them. And it's not even the mechanical portion is not the largest part of an injury. The injury is so multifactorial. We know this from lots and lots of research. So I think if I want people to come to me, I want people to come to me that want to be empowered, that want to truly leave there knowing that they are better, not just physically.
Noted. Okay, John, you can ask me a question now.
I can ask you a question now.
Yes.
Okay. You have up to 3 lines to place on your tombstone that encapsulate who you were, but also what you hope others take forward from your life. What it doesn't have to be 3 lines, but no more than 3 lines. What is it that you would want to place on there?
Oh my God. I had here over 1,400 or 500 interviews on the show, and nobody asked me this question. My God, what a great question.
We did it. We did it, William.
You
We
need to
did
dance
it.
now. You need to dance now. You need to dance now. Now you need to dance a little bit.
Dance away.
I love your question, and my God, I love being the spot. You put me right in the spot, and I have the answer straight away for you. He was he was totally himself. Always, he was himself. He lived an authentic life. That's for sure. And the last one is he made everything possible in his life. Wow, that just literally just came right now from my head. That's the 3 lines. Oh my God.
Go.
I love that. I love your question. I love your question. And that's it. Those 3. I am myself like 100%. I live, you talk about authenticity, and I was like, my God, he's so right. Be authentic is the best way to, is the only way to be. And Trust me, I lived my best life for sure. That's for sure. I love your question. And that's gonna be I'm gonna be there, okay, because of you. Okay, gonna be
Well,
there.
but now the wonderful thing is now you've got your crest. You've got your flag
I
that
love it.
now you can fly that says, if I'm ever lost, here is my map, here is my compass. What,
Totally.
I love it. That's such a wonderful and succinct
And
message to yourself and others.
it was a genuine answer for sure. It literally came from out of the spot. I wasn't expecting this question a lot.
I can tell from the enthusiasm. Your eyes lit up. That
And I
was
love my
you
answer.
being to you. I love it. That was the hey, that was putting everything on the outside.
And I'm gonna use your question now to put in the magic box, okay, to ask people around.
Okay. Okay.
Did you enjoy the interview, John?
What's that?
Did you enjoy the interview?
It was wonderful. Thank you so much for taking time out, and
No,
I hope you enjoyed the interview. I know you do
I
a lot of these. See, I should
I
have asked you. I should have asked you. Okay, 10,000 interviews now, and who is your present company included? Who is your favorite interview? But I wouldn't put you in the spot like that.
I would have an answer for you, but I wouldn't have an answer.
No, no, we can't put anybody on the spot. But enjoy your
Thank,
weekend. I
thank,
hope you get out.
thank
What you're going to the cinema? Enjoy the movie.
John, thanks again for your time. I know, time nowadays is precious. All of us, we are so busy with our own lives. And when someone take their time for us, I think it's precious. So I appreciate your time, appreciate you to come here with your this enthusiastic. I love passionate people. And I think it's amazing. And it's amazing to see people navigate or sailing through life, as you mentioned before. I love it to see people enthusiastic about life. And thanks again for taking the time. And before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I think for the purpose of your show, I would say everybody can teach you something, but no one can teach you everything.
Oh, that's a great one. Love it. Amazing. Take care, okay? Regards to your wife, to your family and friends, and you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show, okay? Have a great day.
Same, sir. Take
Take
care.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.